British public want to know why you're lying to us, Meghan. Apparently you said that the perfect start to each day is cooking breakfast in the kitchen. Do we believe that? No. The perfect start to each day, Meghan, for you is making money from your cookery program by informing people that you cook breakfast every morning and then directing them towards your lifestyle brands to buy the ingredients.
First of all, it's not a cookery program, it's a lifestyle show. Know the difference. Second, your mouth is moving and the only thing coming out of it is ignorance. The As Ever website doesn't sell ingredients from the show. And third, not the British public. Just you and the expiring British monarchists. Bitter nobodies, screaming and having a meltdown at the mere mention of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. You say Meghan doesn't cook breakfast? Then explain why every chef who has actually cooked with her, David Chang, Christina Tossi, Jose Andres, backs her up. Real receipts, not your feeble imagination. You've never been in Meghan's kitchen. You've never been in Meghan's life. You're just recycling Daily Fail headlines while she's out here shaping culture, breaking streaming records, and selling out every product she touches. Why do you sound so shocked that a woman can make breakfast for her kids and run a business at the same time? You sound like a tired male chauvinist pig, a straight up misogynist. You don't know what's happening in her house. You want to talk about staff? Let's talk about staff. The royals you worship have chefs, butlers, footmen, valets, and gardeners just to pour tea. That's your dated monarchy. And that's your taxpayer bill. Meghan cooks her own meals in California, and somehow that offends you more than Prince Andrew's connection to Epstein. And stop pretending you're the voice of Britain. You're not. You don't represent the nation. You represent a dwindling club of bitter monarchists, clinging to a crumbling system. The same crowd who will vanish with the next generation, screaming into the void while the rest of the UK moves on. You don't speak for millions. You speak for a shrinking, irrelevant few, angry that Meghan proves you wrong just by existing. So why don't you just walk back to your little flat that smells like damp carpet and leave Meghan's name out of your mouth? She's running a business, raising kids, and living rent-free in your head while you pace the streets pretending somebody cares. If you're tired with these bitter clowns lying about Meghan, hit follow, like, comment, save, and repost this video. Let's drown out their noise with facts and receipts. It never ceases to amaze me that the haters will always underestimate Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex's intelligence and honesty. It's embarrassing for them at this point. They claim to this idea that she's just some actress that got lucky, when the receipts tell a completely different story. Meghan graduated from Northwestern University, double majored in theater and international studies. That's the same Northwestern that produced Stephen Colbert, one of the sharpest political satirists on television, the same school that trained Julia Louis-Dreyfus, an Emmy-winning legend who built a career on wit, the same place where Senator Tammy Duckworth and former Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel sharpened their minds before taking on Washington. Northwestern doesn't hand out degrees to lightweights. And Meghan didn't just sit in a classroom. She interned at the US Embassy in Buenos Aires, proving she had the brains and the ambition to move in political and diplomatic spaces long before she even stepped into Hollywood or the royal family. That's a woman with vision and discipline. Look at the pattern in her life. From acting on a hit legal drama, to running the TIG when lifestyle blogging was still uncharted territory, to navigating and ultimately outsmarting one of the most archaic institutions in the world. Meghan has shown strategy and foresight every step of the way. That's intelligence. She's not underestimated because she lacks smarts. She's underestimated because people are threatened. Threatened by a woman who's not only beautiful and accomplished, but educated at the same level as some of the most respected voices in entertainment, politics, and culture. Meghan belongs in that category, and she's proving it every single day. I wasn't going to make a video tonight because I'm not feeling well, but this was too juicy not to share. So here's the tea. I heard through the grapevine, shout out to my spies. The derangers are out here doing lives about me, screaming that Meghan, Duchess of Sussex is paying me, liking my posts, and giving me marching orders. Baby, if Meghan was cutting my checks, trust me, I'd be filming this from a villa in Montecito, not my living room. And Heather from the hood, she really dragged private accounts into her live just to talk about moi. Imagine gathering a whole panel just to gossip about someone you blocked. It's giving group therapy without insurance. And I'm sure those derangers not only included Heather from the hood, but also Cynthia Wilson, RHR Jen, Snaggletooth, along with some other dimwits. And the funniest part, they've all blocked me. Every single one. Yet somehow I'm still the star of their programming. How do you block me and still end up pressed? That's commitment. That's dedication. That's deranged behavior. And honestly, I think it's hilarious at how mad they are at me. I love it. I live. Their outrage just fuels me. It gives me more energy to keep creating, to keep defending Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, to keep highlighting her, and to keep showing her love. If being a thorn in their side means amplifying Meghan even more, then I'm perfectly fine staying where I am. Emily Chang is out here doing what the critics never expected, answering questions directly, on camera, without hiding, without hedging. People love to whisper about pre-screened interviews, especially when it comes to Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. That includes final cut approvals or who controls the edits. So what does Emily do? She looks straight into the camera and answers it.
First of all, someone asked, were the questions pre-screened? No, the questions were not pre-screened. We never give questions to a guest in advance. But there is always a general understanding of the goals for the interview. And in this case, the goal was to really try to understand Meghan as a businesswoman. So that's why we focused on her strategy and her approach. And I was surprised to find out she's really deep in the details, it seems, with both her show and the brand as ever. But a celebrity brand is only as strong as the celebrity's image it's based on. So being liked is important, which is why we talked a lot about authenticity and why I asked, are we seeing the real her?
While the haters that speculate from the couches, Emily is literally taking public questions in real time, dismantling all that noise with receipts. This is what credibility looks like. You don't need clickbait. You don't need gossip. You just need transparency and skill.
Did her team get final cut approval? No, again, that's not something that we do. When you do an interview on the circuit, you just have to trust that you'll get fair and balanced treatment. And hopefully when guests look back at all the episodes and see our body of work, hopefully they see the results and they decide that this is something that they want to do. But the first time that Meghan's team saw the interview is when you all saw the interview.
And someone asked her about how she connects with her guests. That's the difference. People want to learn from her because she's actually done the work. She's not hiding behind cheap outrage videos or baseless accusations. She's building trust by showing up on camera in her own words.
How can I become better at interviewing, and how do you connect with guests so well? First of all, thank you. I think I will forever be a student of interviewing. The best interviewers to me are really good listeners. Yes, I do a ton of research and I go on with a plan and I have an amazing team that helps me do that. But you also have to be able to listen and follow the guest where they're going and sense sort of how far you can push them. And the whole goal of the show really is to get people to open up and to see a side of them you've never seen before. And it was Meghan's idea to get burgers and beer. And I thought, hey, that's different. Maybe we'll see a different side of her. And really, I wanted her to feel comfortable enough to answer interesting questions, but also tough questions that are respectful, but revealing.
So while the haters are projecting from the sidelines, Emily Chang is proving why she's at the top of her field. No excuses, no evasions, just clarity and control. That's how you silence the noise.
All right, let's call out the ridiculousness and the definition of what a liberal woman looks like with Meghan Markle. Some of you guys may be wondering, why am I covering Meghan Markle? Well, in this specific interview, she decided to reveal that she believes President Trump is misogynistic.
It's obvious why you're covering Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Both your accounts are tanking, and you figured bringing up Meghan's name will get you views. It's that simple, period. And both accounts are tanking because people are sick and tired of hearing you whine. You're pressed because Meghan called Trump misogynistic? She's right. It's true. The Republican Party lost women in droves because of him. And that's a fact. And then you tried to mock Megan's Dawn soap story? At 11 years old, she wrote to Procter & Gamble about an ad that said, "Women all over America are fighting greasy pots and pans." They changed it to "people all over America." Maybe you should be thankful you're not in the kitchen scrubbing pots and pans. Or maybe you're just jealous because it had impact. That's legacy. And now you call it hypocrisy because of With Love Megan? Because it shows her cooking and making crafts? Wrong. There's a difference between calling out corporate sexism and, as a grown woman, choosing to share recipes, hosting, and building a lifestyle brand. One is activism, the other is entrepreneurship. Both are powerful. The only one confused is you. And you're whining about Megan making fruit platters for her kids and sharing her interest in crafts because apparently you don't have time for that because your kids and you oversleep. Megan makes time for that. She wakes up super early because she's intentional. She's building memories while you're building rants. That's the difference. She's a present mom. And you're bitter about breakfast fruits? Maybe try being more intentional and being present for your kids. Maybe Megan's just a better mom. And let's fix that HRH lie. Harry and Meghan still hold their HRH titles. What they can't do is use the HRH for commercial use. That was the agreement. And they've respected it. Nobody's putting HRH on products. Learn the difference. And let's not forget, Meghan didn't wreck the royal family. The royal family wrecked it themselves with the scandals, affairs, and corruption. Prince Andrew disgraced the monarchy with his Jeffrey Epstein connection. And your party's idol, Trump, he was photographed and socializing with Epstein too. Release the Epstein files. Let's see all the names. You're only using Meghan now because your views are tanking. Get the hint. People are tired of hearing you whine. If you're done with the nonsense, hit follow, smash like, and flood the comments. Let's drown this noise with facts and receipts.
Here's the thing about Meghan Markle's lifestyle series, With Love. I do have an issue with Meghan Markle cashing in on her name, her husband's name, the name of the big, giant historical artifact that comes from the UK. No, I do not begrudge her.
That wasn't a critique, that was word vomit. An incoherent rant strung together with jealousy and desperation. What was your point? Other than forcing Meghan's name into your flop content? Because without her, you've got nothing? You're pressed about season 1 and season 2 being so close together? That's not a problem. That's proof of demand. With Love Megan delivered numbers. Netflix doesn't rush shows nobody watches. They rush shows that win. Meanwhile, you're pressed over Mindhunter and Chaos like they were sacred texts. If they were really that good, they wouldn't have been canceled. Accept it. Your taste is irrelevant. And then you had the nerve to babble about her home being fake. Her friends being fake. Her show being fake. Meghan doesn't have to fake a damn thing. Her circle is solid. Her platform is real. Her numbers speak for themselves. And let's not skip the obvious. Your beef isn't with Meghan, it's with Netflix. Netflix made the decision. Netflix canceled your little favorites, but you don't have the guts to drag the company. So you hide behind Meghan's name. Because that's the only way you'll ever pull views. That's parasitic clout chasing. You call yourself a barrister, but that rant wouldn't pass in traffic court. Incoherent, sloppy, and desperate. Meghan has demand, you have delusion, that's the verdict. If you're tired of clout chasers leeching off Meghan's name, hit follow, smash like, and light up the comments. Let's bury this noise with actual demands.
I made a poor decision and decided to watch the Meghan Markle show on Netflix. This girl is so out of touch with reality, just throwing in our faces all her rich friends and all the little rich gifts. And
first of all, it's called With Love Megan. And second, the only poor decision wasn't watching Meghan's show. It was uploading this tragic video in those flea market sunglasses thinking you ate. You sat through With Love Megan not because you hate it, but because you're obsessed and jealous. Don't lie, it's not a good look. You watched every second of her cooking, her craft making, her friends, her gifts, and then came on here pretending you were above it all? If it was that bad, you would have turned it off, but you didn't. You binged it. And now you're mad because Meghan's life makes your existence look like dust on a shelf. And by the looks of it, you wouldn't know what quiet luxury is. Nor you would know what class is. You don't look like you have taste, or even an ounce of style. Megan embodies all those qualities. Meanwhile, you're in your car, ranting to strangers in sunglasses that look like gas station giveaways, filming your insecurities in 4K. You called Megan out of touch, but the truth is, you will never be in touch with the world she lives in. She doesn't need to pretend she's authentic. Her receipts speak for themselves. Netflix bag, global platform, best-selling brand. Meanwhile, your claim to fame is whining online for pennies of attention. So let's keep it real. You're bitter, broke in spirit, and desperate for clicks. Don't project your failures onto her. And if you're tired of these clowns tearing down Megan, hit follow, like, comment, save, and repost. Let's drown out the noise with facts, style, and truth.
Nobody hates racism more than a white woman with a black best friend that she met at the office. My God, we're gonna call HR. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna call Caroline and HR and we're gonna figure this shit. I don't want to figure it out. I do not want to figure it. I just want to leave it on. We're not brushing a damn thing under the rug. There's no rugs in here anyway. So guess what we're about to do? I'm gonna call. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just give her a hypothetical. I don't do no hypothetical because I'm the only black person here. And we're gonna change that too. You right, Nicole.
Black women, I have one question for you today. When did this drop? What was the release date? Who is the manufacturer of this product? I need a name, I need an address, I got a gift basket for them on standby. Every time I see a bun, it's like the first time. It never gets old. Like, I really wonder if y'all know the power wrapped up into these little knots on the top of your brain buckets. I wonder. This baby hair and bun combo is what we call anti-depression. This is joy. This is what this is what makes life worth living. If I could set up shop and just live here for the rest of my life, I would do it in a heartbeat. And it's all the flavors. Lazy bun, the braid bun, the top knot, the Bantu knot, the one where y'all put that thing in the back. Hold on real quick. I want you to look at that and explain to me how people don't believe in God. Quickly, not even being funny, like the best part of this variation right here is the surprise. Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of what I'm talking about. I call it the surprise because y'all will walk up on us looking like this. Just straight head, dome, just the silhouette of cranium. And then you ever so slightly turn your head just a few degrees. Surprise. Ha, there it is. Don't wear this around me if you ain't got Kleenex with you, because I'm going to cry. Ain't gonna lie, black women, y'all went crazy. And as long as there's breath in my body, I'm going to scream it from the mountaintops. Thank you.
Why is it crazy to marry a black woman? I've been called racist, I've been called this, I've been called that, but I just don't see myself marrying any other woman. The culture is just different. The food is just different. The vibe is just different. The music is just different. And that's what I see for my future family, bro. Like, shout out to every other culture. Shout out to every other race. Love y'all. But I'm going to marry a black woman. There's too many black men out here that are marrying and dating the other races. And just for me personally, I will not. Shout out to y'all, though.
This discourse talking about how white people don't know how to wash themselves is really fascinating to me, and so I want to share my experience about how I actually learned how to wash and what it looked like in my white supremacist Mormon household growing up. Now, I always had washcloths available to me. They were always under the sink. It wasn't really enforced or taught. It was always in the bathtub. And it seemed like there was just kind of like one in there and then we'd change it every week. I was never touching it. I don't know if my siblings were touching it. I know when we were younger, we'd play with it in the tub. But when it comes to washing, The grossest thing that still grosses me out to this day thinking about it is how we would share bathwater. I had 4 siblings, we'd all share bathwater. When we were younger, it was either like 2 and 2 would go, or like after we'd each go in the last person's bathwater. The grossest thing was my older sister. We're 22 months apart. She sometimes would shower with my younger sister, and when she was like 9 or 10 years old, our youngest sister came to us and told us that, hey, there's yellow stuff in the bathwater. And my older sister tooted. And we're like, what? We ended up getting out of my older sister that she was peeing in the bathwater. Now, mind you, me and her are 22 months apart. We shared bathwater my entire childhood. I always thought we were clean until 2005 when I moved to Atlanta. White people don't talk about cleanliness. White people don't talk about cleaning themselves. White people don't talk about lotion. White people don't talk about their hair nearly to the scale that the black community does. I went there and I was dumbfounded by how much they held each other accountable to their appearances. Nails, hair, everything pristine all the time. And my mom, I felt like, was very much like that growing up, but it felt like this was like up like 10 notches. So that's kind of where I learned most of the things you should be doing, like moisturizing after you shower. I learned that in Atlanta.
I love my people, Lady Rosie here. How y'all doing? All my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, y'all know I love you guys. The hairline struggle is real, guys. And here, your Libby be talking about all them roses, you know. Danny be buying me all those roses every day around here. I'm so spoiled. I tell y'all guys. Oh my goodness. So Mambus. Y'all say we shouldn't be talking about Mambolina. Of course we're going to talk about Mambolina being fake. Y'all say, y'all call Mambolina, what do y'all call her? English Rose? Hey, that English Rose ain't rosing, I tell y'all guys. That wig she got on her head got lots of structs in it. It got lots of bundles. It got lots of hair in it. That kid's head is swollen. He ain't got no shape no more. What's wrong with Mamus? Oh, my rose is dying already. Damn, you better get some new ones out here, I tell you that. Yeah, because those roses, they look different. They be looking like Mamus. Now, Mamus. Did y'all guys hear what Miranda Morelli said? Miranda, you gonna kill me one day. Miranda said, like Bulliam said, I don't even care no more. I ain't get no hairline. So we are struggling together. Let's just struggle together. The struggle is real, y'all. Y'all, guys, remember Mambo's, her stylist just quit a few months ago, y'all. So now she ain't got no stylist. And the kid is so broke that she can't even afford any stylist anymore. And because, like, I remember I told y'all guys, this kid is on the allowance. She's giving some amount of money, like a fixed amount of money that she's given every month. Because they used her ovum to make those heirs to the throne. That's the only thing that the royal family owns. So, because remember, those rumors about Svetlana Vladimirovna, that surrogate from Russia. And y'all, the people who told me here, let's not talk about that rumor. The rumor is a rumor. And all those people came out here talking all smack about her Royal Highness Duchess Sussex, that she did not carry her babies. And why the hell you want me to be nice to any mumbles out here? And if it's not what you want to talk about, you know what to do. I told y'all guys, You do wrong to me, I'ma do you wrong. You say wrong stuff about my sister, I do exactly the same thing to you. I ain't no Jesus' little sister. Those people doing lots of wrong out here. Why the hell you wanna sit down there and keep playing nice? Remember what these people did to our ancestors? You wanna sit down there and give them another cheek? You do that one. We're gonna all meet in heaven, because I mean this injustice, we're gonna talk about it the way it is. If they pull my tooth, I'm gonna pull their teeth. Yes, I told you that. Yeah, so this Mambos, she's on allowance right now. Her only job was to bring those over for the surrogate to carry. And now her job is done. They did put her in this parking lot, in this new place where they did take her into that slave owner's home. That's where she be hanging out. And I believe in that area there don't know people who want to work for minimum wage to come and help fix her wig. Yeah, working. The wig and wigging. That wig is so big on her head, and that kid looks so miserable. And look at her husband. The husband is like, she's walking around with a man that it just seems like she rented that man to walk around with her. I didn't see like fishy faces yesterday on those videos that y'all guys saw around here, but I have questions. How is that guy letting his wife, if she's even still his wife, walk around those kind of hair? She not supposed to be like a high-class princess who is gonna be like a future queen of England? What's the problem here? Yo, so they can't even get somebody to put like a correct makeup on her face and all those girl, that wig and wigging. The Notorious JTB say that wig and wigging, girl. I tell you, We've seen those celebrities with wig. We've seen this Brigitte Macron with wig. But all those wigs, if you look at them, they're aesthetically nice to look at. But that mama stuff, it's like that kid got 3 wigs on her head. She got some problems. She needs Jesus. She needs some serious Jesus out here. She does, because I tell you, that wig, woo, that wig, I'm traumatized after that. After looking at those pictures, I'm telling y'all guys, I'm traumatized. And one more other point here. Did y'all guys see those kids being rained on? These people covered themselves. They had umbrellas. Both Mambos and her ex bully him. They had umbrellas. And them kids had nothing. Can you imagine? And what were those black kids doing there? What happened to my queens? How they y'all brought your kids to do what? With these colonizers? Are y'all guys not learning? When y'all guys gonna learn? When you guys gonna learn these people did us wrong? Those are slave owners. And right now here, Mambo's done moving other slave owners home. I did put a video out here for y'all guys. Y'all can't learn? What is wrong with the black people in the UK? What's wrong with my people? What is wrong with my blood? My DNA? What's wrong with y'all guys? Y'all need to stop this nonsense, because it's bothering me. Y'all let you kids being rained on with these people? Slave owners? After everything that them people did to us, y'all still playing nice? I don't know what to tell y'all guys. Please subscribe to the Notorious JTB and Erica_Christina09. The Notorious JTB _2.0, and also the Night of Success. All those belong to our sweet brother, the Notorious JTB, and all the other success friendly channels. Y'all go follow them on TikTok, and also subscribe to their channels on here on YouTube. I'll talk to you guys again later. I love you. Bye for now.